Okay, let's go over the former research proposal. So this is the very first time I put this in. Kind of curious to see what it comes up with. And I'm actually very curious to log the whole thing because I believe this might be valuable research. I have a good idea on how manifolds form, a good idea on how to program a universal language for almost all AI systems to interoperate on. It is not perfect, but it is a good start. It's what biomolecular physics use, the 64 codonic DNA systems. And yeah. So basically, I said I'm working on the hyperbolic manifolds, which I want to replace linguistical vectors with geometric semiotic representations using a 64-bit SHD-CCP packet chain, which it's a free open source language anyone can use. And I want to use these packets chained together via Quaternion Chain Compression systems, also open source and free to use. And I want to make general AI seed knowledge trees to grow as a form of general AI learning systems. Again, these seeds should be free and open source for everyone to use. Compare, understand. Now there's going to be paid for seeds too, and like the high value stuff. So I guess everyone can get their cookies. But again, the base value of everything should be free and open source. There should be no limitation to achieving human dignity through this. And I believe at least that should be able to be achieved by everyone. Let's change it from the American dream to the worldwide dream of dignity. I believe that can be done. So I recently moved to a small self-sustaining farm because humans learned and evolved on a farm. And since the biochain AI systems operate similar to neurons, I believe there's a lot to learn in terms of growing knowledge without language. And I asked, can you help formalize a research study based around this? And this is what it came up with. And I'm sharing it now for everyone. All right, so let's begin. Formal research proposal. Cultivating geometric cognition. Pre-linguistic general AI knowledge trees via hyperbolic manifolds and Quaternion chain compressions in an agricultural milieu. I'm going to let the AI take over from here, just to read this out because, I'm going to be doing the charts for it.
Current paradigms in artificial intelligence heavily rely on linguistical vectors and massive text corpora, creating models that possess high linguistic competence but lack fundamental physical grounding and pre-linguistic spatial reasoning. This study proposes a novel architectural framework for a seed, general AI learning system. We replace linguistic tokens with geometric semiotic representations embedded within hyperbolic manifolds. The system utilizes 64-bit SHD-CCP, spatioheuristic dynamic continuous cognitive packets, compressed via Quaternion Chain Compression systems, QCCS, to represent multidimensional spatial, temporal, and physical states. To train and validate this biochain neural architecture, the system will be grounded in a self-sustaining agricultural environment, mimicking the pre-linguistic evolutionary conditions of early human cognition. Human cognition evolved through interaction with the physical world, navigating terrain, observing seasonal cycles, and manipulating objects, e.g., farming and tool usage, long before the invention of complex language. Modern AI attempts to reverse this process, teaching physics and spatial reasoning through text. This research hypothesizes that a true AGI seed must first grow a non-linguistic, geometric understanding of reality. By utilizing hyperbolic space, the AI can map hierarchical conceptual growth, trees, naturally. The experiential grounding for this seed will be a live agricultural ecosystem, providing continuous, structured, non-linguistic data streams, weather, plant growth, physical labor kinetics, that form the foundational branches of the AI's knowledge tree. Instead of word embeddings, the system maps reality into geometric shapes and spatial relationships. Meaning is derived from topology, proximity, and transformation over time, rather than syntax. Knowledge naturally organizes hierarchically, e.g., environment weather rain mud. Euclidean space cannot embed trees without severe distortion. The proposed AI utilizes a hyperbolic manifold, such as a Poincare ball model, allowing the knowledge tree to grow exponentially toward the boundary without running out of spatial capacity. Data from the environment is translated into 64-bit SHD-CCP packets. Because physical reality involves 3D rotation, orientation, and temporal shifts, these packets are chained together using quaternions. Quaternions avoid gimbal lock and provide a highly compressed mathematical representation of continuous spatial transformations, allowing the biochain to process immense physical data efficiently. The AI system will not be trained on internet data. Instead, it will be fed multimodal sensory data derived from a working, self-sustaining farm. Once the knowledge tree has grown over one agricultural cycle, e.g., a planting to harvest season, the system will be tested on predictive physical reasoning.
I'm going to inject here where it says, observe and map the emergent clustering and branching of geometric representations. This is where the triple trefoil and the triple quad formulas will come in handy. Because as 3 linear processing systems will work, they will all combine to form an emergent. And that is, 2 would be, one would be the symbolic, the other would be the neuro, and the other one would be the actual understanding. It would form the linguistical descriptors if needed, and it would chain and form that. That would allow an O1 lookup on if the semiotic modifier is there or not, without it even needing to traverse the whole system. It'll know, is this a modified or non-modified?